Fine, just like that. So, on this worksheet, they call the best fit line, they call it a trend line. Up here, they call it a best fit, and then they call it a trend line down here. But basically, you were doing last night for homework. You're going to write your y equals mx plus b. So, I'm going to go ahead and do number 1 with you to give you an idea of what you're doing. You notice on all of these, the line is already drawn in for you. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, again, you're going to need a separate piece of paper to do this while you're going through. So, on number 1, I start off, and this is exactly what we did yesterday. You need to start off with 2 points. Those 2 points must be on the line. Do they need to be data points? No. If they are, great. But if they're not, that's okay. Are there any that look like they crack? Yeah. I think we're okay. So, to find the slope, what do? I do the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that would be 7 minus 9 over 8 minus 1. What is 7 minus 9? Negative 2. And 8 minus 1 is 7. This is where I'm saying go to decimal form. So negative 2 divided by 7. And I get negative, we'll call it 0.29. Yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead and just give me, well, you know what? Let's just do 1 digit past the decimal. So we'll call it negative 0.3. Okay? 1 digit past the decimal is okay. So that is my slope, right? What else do I need? I need my y-intercept, right? My b value. So again, going back to y equals mx plus b, I'm going to pick one of these points to plug in. Which point do you want to plug in? 1, 9. Why that one? It doesn't really matter, but because it has a 1 in it, hopefully that'll make things a little easier. So what do I plug in for the y? 9 is equal to, what's my slope? Negative 0.3. And what do I plug in for x? The 1 plus b. So 9 equals, what's negative 0.3 times 1? Negative 0.3. And then what do? I add 0.3 to both sides. And if you need to go to your calculator, go to your calculator. If you don't, you end up with 9.3 equals b. Okay? It's going to be a whole lot easier to do the decimals than it is the fractions, because adding a fraction to both sides is trickier. So, let's write the equation of the line. Y equals negative 0.3x, what? Plus 9.3. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's what I'm wanting you to do on these guys. Okay? Let me show you the back side now. Let me do the first one on the back side, number 10. Okay? You do not, I don't think it says, no, you do not need to state whether it's a negative or positive correlation, but you will need to state that on your test, which is coming up next Wednesday. Okay? So you will need to look at this and be able to say that's a negative correlation, positive correlation, and so on and so forth. Okay? All right, on the back side. On the back side, it says, based on the scatter plot, predict the value of x when y equals 32. Okay. So a y value, so what this is saying is if we have a point that is something, but y is 32, what is that something? Well, let's find where y is 32. Y looks like 32 about here, right? Is there a point that maybe looks like it's there? Well, I think it could be either one of these 2 points, right? Do you see I have a multiple choice option though? So let's see. I could either have that x value or that x value. Well, that looks like 20 to 21-ish to me. Yeah? And that looks maybe 5 to 6-ish. I would say 6 is my possibility. Okay. The next one is a little bit different because they're asking you to find the y value when x is 6. So they're asking you, look along the x-axis, find where 6 is. And you notice there's nothing there? There's nothing there. So if you were to draw the line of best fit, would your y value approximately be 5, 1, 10, or 7? I would guess closest to 7. Okay? So on the back side, you're more just kind of interpreting, but on the front side, you're actually writing the equations. Make sense? Any questions? All right, so you have the period to work on this? Yes. You should have plenty of time to get this finished and not have any homework over the weekend. However, if you don't finish it in class, you do have to finish it over the weekend. Okay? Your test will be on Wednesday. You notice we don't have a quiz this chapter. We're just going straight into a test for this stat stuff. Okay? All right. Happy studying.